Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening, everyone. Before we start, I would like to ask you to write down in the chat which country you're from, so that we will know how much and from which country we have our participants. Thank you. So, I guess we're ready. Once again, good evening. Good evening, our dear TNS family, our dear partners, leaders. My name is Katerina Zakharko, and I'm delighted to be a host today. It's my real pleasure to welcome partners from multiple countries, and later we will see who and where are you from. So we are very happy to have you on this special online training. Before starting our training, please make sure you have chosen an interpretation button and you have clicked on the interpretation button and have chosen your translation channels. So today we are finishing the course, Build Your Network Marketing Business on Social Media. And unfortunately, we have a final lesson number 5, on which we will talk about daily social media action plan and onboarding new team members. I believe we all agree that this is the best topic for the final and is extremely relevant to our business. Now, not to take all our time, I would like to welcome our special invited trainer, certified business coach, psychologist, author, and NLP practitioner, and of course, the creator of this amazing course, Gediminas Grinevicius. Gediminas, hello, good evening.
Hi. Welcome, everybody. Okay, guys. So once again, thank you so much for inviting me here. It is an honor to be here and to share with you again some very useful information. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Okay. Perfect. Fantastic. So like Katerina said, our lesson 5 is about daily social media action plan and onboarding new team members. So we've been talking through this course about different parts and aspects of the business. We've learned how to optimize our profile. We've learned how to talk to people, how to message people. We've learned how to do videos. So now it's time to really put it all together. And of course, all of this work that we are doing eventually will generate new team members. So the final part of this puzzle is actually starting a new team member successfully. Now, I am one of the best people to teach you this. Why? Because I done it all wrong. When I first started seriously working on social media about 7-8 years ago, I discovered that, wow, you can recruit people on social media. And I started recruiting about 10-15 people per day. And over a course of a couple of months, I recruited almost 400 people. Unfortunately today, 99% of them are gone. They have all been deleted from the system. Why? Because I didn't do onboarding. I got good at finding people and inviting them, but I was not finishing my job. So hopefully what I'm going to share with you today will help you to avoid those mistakes and have much better results. So what's today's objective? you will learn how to develop a comprehensive daily action plan for your network marketing business and be able to teach it to others. So remember, this course is not just for you. Everything you've been learning throughout these lessons is also a blueprint for you to teach your team members. And secondly, you will discover how to start new team members effectively and to reduce attrition in your business so that you can start people in a way that will prevent a lot of people from quitting. Because the worst thing to have in business is this leaky bucket syndrome, where people are leaving faster than you're inviting them. Why a daily routine matters? You see, it's all about small, consistent actions. Because small, consistent actions win in social media due to the way that algorithm works. And regularly posting gives this regular engagement. And consistency beats big but inconsistent efforts. So today I'm going to share with you a wide spectrum of activities you can do. But the message I want you to take with you today is that it's better to do a little bit every single day than to do lots in one day and do nothing for 2 weeks. People who are consistent always win in this business. You know, some people say that network marketing is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So why do people sometimes are inactive in the business? The first reason is simply they don't know what to do. And that's where we come in, and we need to teach them. Just imagine that every person that joins your team has no idea about this business, and you have to teach them from zero. Number two, they are sometimes scared to go out of the comfort zone. And that's where we need to hold them by the hand and show them how to do the activities. Number three is when they are confused because there's too much information. And when there's too much information, they freeze. They say analysis paralysis, where they just analyze everything and they're not doing anything. So we want to make sure that we give them information bit by bit, not everything at once. And finally, the reason number four why people sometimes don't do anything is they don't know how to discipline themselves. And this is where accountability comes in, where you helping them to be accountable, to report what they do, will keep them on track. And we'll cover all of this today. So what's stopping people sometimes in your business? Or maybe sometimes it's stopping you as well. Number one is mindset. If a person has no motivation, for example, or has limiting beliefs, or some other mental blocks, it can often prevent them from succeeding in business. Number two is skill. A person can be full of motivation, but if they don't know what to do exactly, they still won't get the result. There is this saying that's not very nice, but very true, that says, if you take an idiot and motivate him, you'll have a motivated idiot. He's full of motivation, but still doesn't know what to do. So we need to actually teach skills. And finally, it's work rate. Does the person do enough? Because you can be very motivated, you can know everything what you need to do, but if you're not doing the work, there will be no result. And I've met so many network marketing professors who know everything about the business, but they don't do very much. One of my mentors, Fraser Brooks, he says, network marketing works for 100% of people who work. If you work, the business works. If you pretend to work, the company will pretend to pay you. So in our very, very first training about how to have a breakthrough in your business, I mentioned this daily method of operation tracker. And I believe you received a copy of this, but we will give you the copy of this one more time after this training. And this tracker is helpful because if you print it out, each day you can mark which actions you've done. So it helps you to have this big picture of what's happening in your business. And it's all activity, not result. Because I always recommend, especially at the beginning, to focus on the activity and not the result. Because you control activity, but you don't always control result. You can offer me your product, but I will decide to buy or not. You don't control that. You can invite me to join your team, but I will decide to join or not. You don't control that. You can send me a message on social media, but I will decide to respond to you or not. You don't control that. So as you can see, you control the activity, how many posts, messages, and other things you'll do, but you don't always control how many sales you'll have or how many recruits you'll have. But statistically, we know the more activity you do, the bigger results you'll have. So this whole training is focused on activity, not on the result. Now, we're focusing not on just any activity. The most important activity in your business is what we call IPA, or income producing activity. And basically, it's the actions that can make you money. They are not guaranteed to make you money. But if you do enough of them, usually you will start making money. So the first one is a product sale. So when you do activities that can create a sale, that's an income producing activity. So that will be either conversation with somebody who might buy your product, or creating content, posts, videos, stories that somebody could see and maybe buy your product. The second income producing activity is activities you do that can create a recruit, a new team member. So again, if you're speaking to somebody who could join your team, that's an income producing activity. Or if you're creating a video or a post that somebody saw and could join your team, that's an income producing activity. And finally, number 3 is when you're helping your team member to make a sale or to recruit somebody into the team. That is also an income producing activity. So majority of your time that you are allocating to the business should be spent in income producing activity. For example, personal development and training is very important, but it's not going to make you money. You will watch this training this evening, but because you watch this training, at the end of this training, the money is not going to come into your bank account, is it? You have to use what you learned in activity in order to make the money. So one of the very important concepts before we get into the actual activities is a concept of lapse. And I've learned this concept from one of my mentors, Daniel Priestley. And basically, it's a good way to track your business. And of course, each letter stands for a word. So L is for leads. So leads are basically potential customers and potential team members. So you want to generate new leads all the time in your business. You want to have a constant flow of potential people that you can speak to. Because when I first started 15 years ago, one of the biggest challenges was we wouldn't have enough people to speak to about our business. So everything we do on social media, first step is to generate contacts. And you already know that we do that either by contacting people ourselves, like adding new friends, or producing content like videos and posts that people see and they follow us or add us as a friend. So the more people we can attract, the bigger the pool of potential contacts we have. The second letter is A, and that stands for appointments. So once we got all of these contacts, we want to get into a conversation with them and find out if they would be interested to learn about our product or extra income. And that's our appointments. Then those people who say they are interested, we will go to letter number 3, and that's P for presentations. So people who say they are interested, we're now going to invite them to a live presentation or to maybe watch a video. And then final, fourth letter is S, and that stands for sales. So after the presentation, some people will buy our product and some people will join our business. So for you as a professional network marketer, as a serious business person, it's a good idea to track the numbers, to know each week how many leads you generated, how many appointments you booked, how many presentations you've done, and how many sales or recruits you had as a consequence of that. And this is quite empowering, because if you don't have enough sales, what do you need to do? You need to increase the number of presentations, appointments, and leads. So now, instead of your business being unpredictable, it is actually quite concrete and quite predictable. You now start to understand the numbers. So the very first activity that should go into your action plan is contacting people personally. Usually, that's the one activity that most people like the least. They don't want to do it. But is the most powerful one. And the one that will give you result the fastest. So here in the picture, you see another one of my mentors. His name is Alex Hormozy. And he says, if your business is not making $100,000 a month, you need to do this. You need to spend the first 4 hours in the day trying to get as many people as possible to get to know about you and what you offer. That's it. Every day, you want to spend the first 4 hours doing everything that's possible so that as many people get to know you as possible. There's nothing wrong with your product. There's nothing wrong with your company. There's nothing wrong with your leadership. And there's nothing wrong with you as a person. It's just in most of you guys' cases, nobody knows about you. You basically don't exist on social media. Not enough people know about you and how you help people. So your job is to change that. Is to make sure that as many people as possible would find out about you. So I very often to my students give this task of spending 1 hour, first hour in the day, to contact people. So first, what you can do is sort your friends list on Facebook. So remove people from your friends list who are inactive, who no longer use Facebook, who never reply to messages, or don't even see messages. People who you had no contact with, start a conversation with them. And then people who you already spoken to in your friends list, continue that conversation. So if you spoke about a product, keep talking about product. If you spoke about the business, keep talking about the business. Number 2, greet followers. So people who followed you on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, say hi to them. Don't wait for them to contact you. Be proactive. Contact them. Number 3, greet group members. So on Facebook, there's thousands of different groups, and you can go and start conversations. Comment on people's stories. On Facebook and Instagram, you can comment on other people's stories and start conversation. Answer comments by direct message. So when somebody commenting on your post or your story, start a conversation with that person. Add new friends and start conversations with them. Keep expanding that list. Contact your team members and create action where action would not have happened. So this you do by personally contacting your team members and talking to them about a product, about a special offer, about an event or a training, about an incentive, about a tool. idea or a strategy you learned. Number 8, follow up. So keep contacting people who have shown interest in your product or the business. Once you start uploading reels, those reels will be visible to people who are not on your friends list. Contact those people who comment on your reels. And finally, in your posts, videos, and stories, ask people to message you. If you want more conversations, then you might as well ask for it, so people start messaging you if they're interested about your product or your business. Imagine if you did 1 hour of conversations every single day. What would happen with your business? Most people don't do 1 hour of conversations a week. But those who do this every single day, their business start exploding. Pro tip: expand your list. So when people like your posts, when they react to your posts, you can actually invite them, as you can see in this picture. So for example, if you put a reel or a post and a lot of people see it and they put love hearts or other reactions, you can now actually invite them to follow you. So this way, instead of them seeing just one post, once they follow you, they'll see all of your posts. And of course, once they follow you, start a conversation with them. This way, you'll have ever increasing amount of followers. Okay, so now we're going to go in detail through each platform and what could you do on it every single day. And the first one is obviously Facebook, because most people use Facebook. So as we just discussed, you can message people on Facebook. You can comment on their stories. You can congratulate people with birthdays. So if you go on Facebook and put birthdays in the search bar, it will show you who is celebrating birthday today. You can upload reels, and that is the most effective content that you can upload today, because Facebook shows it to the biggest audience. You can do live and actually speak to your audience. You can do stories. You can do posts. You can share your posts to groups. You can do 5-5-5. Now, this strategy is for Facebook groups as well, where you find 5 Facebook groups. In each of those groups, you find 5 posts that you could say something about. And under each of those posts, you leave a comment that is 5 words or longer. So 5 groups, 5 posts, 5-word comments. And this way you will attract attention of other people who read those posts. One of my students did this, and her comment got 600 likes. So now she can start 600 conversations with all of those people who liked her comment. You can also post to your Facebook page if you have a business page on Facebook as well. And you can use memories. Now, I don't know how many of you actually use it, but it's a really great tool. When you are posting every day, after 1 year, you actually see your previous posts from last year in your memories. So I like to go on Facebook and actually click on memories. and it shows me stories and posts that I have posted 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and so on. And quite often, people say, wow, Gediminas, you post so much. It looks like you're spending all day next to computer. But reality is I am recycling posts from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And because I create new posts every year, that library of all posts, it just keeps increasing with every single year. So I recommend you do that too. The next platform is Instagram. So Instagram, again, we can message people on Instagram. We can again comment on people's stories. We can do reels. We can do lives. We can do stories. Can you see? It's same actions, what we done on Facebook. So it's not more work. It's just you doing the same work on Facebook, then you're doing the same work on Instagram. It's the same story. It's the same reel. You don't have to make 2 reels. It's 1 reel on 2 platforms. And of course, posts and carousel. So you know how on Facebook you can make a post with multiple pictures? You can do the same thing in Instagram, up to 10 pictures, and then the person is scrolling the pictures like a carousel. That's why it's called carousel post. Then we have TikTok. So on TikTok, you can send messages, you can post videos, and you can do lives. Again, same videos that you posted in Reels, you can put on TikTok. And you can do stories. And again, same story from Facebook and Instagram, you can put on TikTok. Then the 4th biggest platform is YouTube. Now on YouTube, you can put long videos. So that can be, for example, your Facebook lives that you done, you save them, and then you put them on YouTube as a long video. Or your Instagram live. Or your TikTok live. You take the recording and then you put it on YouTube. And you can do YouTube Shorts. And again, YouTube Shorts are same as Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, and TikToks. Short videos that you can put on YouTube. And you can also go live on YouTube. Then we have LinkedIn. Now, drop a 1 in the comments if you use LinkedIn or at the moment. Because LinkedIn is like Facebook for professionals. So you can do pretty much same things you can do on Facebook. Just the difference is on LinkedIn, people don't share their personal life. So usually on LinkedIn, people will just talk about the job or their business. It's very professional. So again, you can message people privately. You can do a post, text or photo. You can upload videos. You can do live. So again, a lot of the same content that you're doing on Facebook, you can reuse on LinkedIn. It's just usually on LinkedIn, you will not be sharing what you're having for breakfast or how you're walking your dog. Then we have Telegram and WhatsApp. And one of the most important tools on Telegram and WhatsApp is stories. So same way how you're uploading stories in your Facebook and Instagram, you can upload stories to your Telegram and WhatsApp. But because Telegram and WhatsApp works through phone number, not as a social media, very often you will have on Telegram and WhatsApp different people in your contacts than on your social media. For example, you might have some old work colleagues' phone numbers still on your phone, or classmates. And when you post in your Telegram and WhatsApp stories, people who have your contact will see your stories. So this way, other people can see what you do on WhatsApp and Telegram than on social media. And of course, you can also create your channel or your group on Telegram and WhatsApp where you invite people, and again, you share content there. Some additional actions that you can do. First, you can do what is called notification sweep, which basically every day you checking your social media for comments and messages, and you respond to all those people. So you want to show people that you appreciate them commenting and you quickly respond to them. Then we engage people. Some people call it warming up your social media. This is where you go and you like and comment on other people's posts. And this way, you're basically giving others what you want to receive. And when you support other people, usually those people will repay with the same to you. And then, of course, like I mentioned earlier on, you can follow up or message people who engaged in your posts and send info to them. And finally, what I practice very often is what is called a swipe file. Basically, it's a folder where you grab post ideas from other people. So when I'm scrolling on Facebook or on TikTok or on Instagram, I'm looking out for interesting posts or videos. And then I'm saving them for later so I can make something similar. Even advertisements. If I see an interesting advertisement on Facebook, I will screenshot it and save it so I can do something similar. So I'm trying to always learn from those people who are already getting results. Now, a pro tip for you. Create your Dream 50 list. What is a Dream 50 list? It's basically people who you really want to have in your team. Especially people who already have an audience of people who could buy your product. So imagine you're on Facebook and you find somebody's profile and you think, wow, this person is really nice. I would love to have them in my team. So you can add them to your Dream 50 list and then regularly comment on their post, like their stories, and give them support. Over time, this person will start liking you because you're always supporting them, because you're always saying something nice to them. So how do you do it? Again, let's say I'm on Facebook, and let's say I see this person or this person, right? I see somebody who I think, okay, I'd love to have this person in my team, right? But now it's just a friend on Facebook. So I will click on her profile and I will copy her profile link. And then on my computer, I start an Excel or a text document. And I put her profile link here. And then I copy her name. And I go back to my document and put her name in there as well. So now I have a name and a profile link. Let's say I carry on scrolling and I find another person that I would like to have in my team. Let's say this person. I copy his profile link and I copy his name. So now once I have 10, 20, 30, 50 people, I can regularly engage with those people and keep warming them up so that one day they will be more open to hear about my proposal. And what's good about having a list like that, I don't need to keep searching for those people on social media. Next time I just come to this document, I click on the link and it opens the profile and I see, okay, is there any new posts? If there's any new posts, I can put a love heart. I can leave a comment, right? Something supporting, well done, you're amazing, keep going, right? I go back to my file, next person, click on the link, opens up their profile. Is there any new posts? Support them. And over time, I can have a relationship with this person. And I've had many people who compliment me saying, wow, you have been so supportive. But that's not a mistake. That is done on purpose. So think about creating your Dream 50 list. Or maybe it will be Dream 100. But that's the people who you'll keep in touch with a goal to one day recruit them. Now, some additional tools in addition to social media. Because we're talking about building your business online, obviously we want to cover all the different tools. So another tool is obviously email. And if you gather people's emails, you can send them information via email newsletter. I personally use a platform that is called MailChimp. You can have a blog where you write articles or you upload video blog. And for that, I use a platform called Wix. And you can have a podcast, which is an audio program where people just hear your voice, but they don't see you. And for that, I use a platform called Spreaker, where you upload your audio and it will distribute it through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all of those platforms. So again, I don't want to overwhelm you where you say, oh my gosh, there's so much of everything. I don't know if I can do this. I want to show you that there is many tools that you can use. And then gradually you can build up. That big action plan that I will share with you, that is after 15 years of being in business. That's my plan. I didn't start from that on day one. So you can slowly keep adding new activities to expand your action plan for every day. Now, even though we said that personal development is not an income-producing activity, I would recommend to allocate some time for that every day. I personally read books, listen to audiobooks almost every day to keep my motivation level high. So you can read books, listen to audio, watch videos, attend courses, obviously attend events and conferences, and of course, maybe even have private coaching. All of that helps you to develop yourself and be a stronger person. You know, my spirit animal is a rhino here on my shelf. And the reason for that, because rhino has a very thick skin. So you want to be also very strong psychologically if you want to be successful in business. So those things will help you do that. It will give you ideas. It will give you motivation. And it will make you resilient, strong. So you want to give some time for personal development every day. Not a lot of time. Most of the time should be for activities that generate income, but a little bit of time for personal development. Now, maybe it's the first activity that I should have shared, but I'm going to share it now. And that is, of course, using your products. Before all other activity, you first of all have to use your own products. Because if you don't use your product, why would anybody else buy it from you? If you're not excited about your product, why would anybody else be excited about your business, right? But in this social media world, you don't just use the product every day, you want to use the product publicly. You want to use the product so other people see you using the product. So that's where you're going to do stories. Maybe you will take a picture and write a post. Or maybe even do a live where you use your product and explain why. Why not do a video when you get the next delivery of your products and do unboxing video where you are opening the box and you're explaining in front of the camera, what did you order and why? What do those products do for you? That is very important. So now I'm going to give you an example of a content calendar for your social media. And I will give it to you in stages. So that depending where you are in your business right now and how much time you have right now and how confident you feel right now, you can choose which stage is good for you right now. Because I understand that we have different people on this training. We have people who are brand new, and we have people who are very experienced masters of the business. So I want to give all of you something that you can use. Now, why would you want a content calendar for your business? Well, first of all, when you have a calendar, which is a plan, you become a professional instead of being an amateur. You become organized instead of being in chaos. Business becomes easy instead of being hard. Your social media becomes interesting and valuable instead of being boring. And you start getting much better results than when you do it without a plan. So level 1 is novice. So that's a brand new person maybe who's just getting started on social media. So each day you can have a theme. For example, Monday is a social proof. So it's a short testimonial or a case video of somebody using the product, for example, and getting a result. And that somebody could be you, or your customer, or another team member, or a leader. Tuesday, a personal story. So 60, 90 seconds video about before and after. Like, for example, how was your life before this business and now that you've joined this business? Wednesday can be a value tip. So maybe 3 quick tips related to product or lead generation business. So maybe you can share 3 tips about health. Thursday can be a behind the scenes. So for example, like those day in the life videos where you show how does your day look like building your business from home. Friday could be ask a question or engagement day. This is where you might ask a question to your audience or do a poll. Maybe ask them, for example, what's your number one challenge with health right now? And then people comment, they give their opinion, and obviously you can start conversations with them. Saturday could be a mini tutorial. For example, how to use a product or another demonstration. So maybe like how you use one of your devices, you could show. And Sunday could be an invitation day. So you could invite people to an event, which is online or offline, or to a one-to-one for a private consultation about a product or about a business. So this is just an example where you can have something different every day. And of course, you can always go to ChatGPT and ask for more ideas. Okay. Level 2 then is professional. So what do you do in level 2? In level 2, you do everything that you did in level 1 as a novice, but now you add some extra stuff. So you do 6 stories per week. You post 5 adverts in groups per week. You add 5 new friends every day. You create your own product or opportunity group on Facebook where you can invite people. You send 20 messages every day to somebody to start a conversation. And of course, you share your product and your business with your family, friends, work colleagues. So that's getting a little bit harder, right? A little bit more out of comfort zone. And then the third level is expert. So you do everything that you've done in level 1 and level 2, and you add some extra. So you start doing 1 to 3 Reels, TikToks per day. You do 1 to 3 live videos every day. You do 1 to 3 in-person meetings per week. Ideally, where you meet the person face to face over a cup of coffee. You start interviewing other people on your social media, like team members, clients, leaders. So this way you become even more visible. Now, in the chat, write which level are you on right now. Are you level 1? Are you level 2? Or are you level 3? Okay, I can see Veronica says 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so we've got variety between 2 and 3. Lots of 1s, lots of 2s. Cool. So no panic, no stress. Whatever you are, it's okay, because you can progress. You can develop. Every person starts from 0. They say every master was once a disaster. Every legend was once a loser. Everybody starts from the beginning, same as you. Brilliant. So before we go to the next topic of today, couple of hacks and extra stuff that you might find useful. So couple of hook formulas, how to hook your audience. And these things grab people's attention. For example, do you ever have this problem? Or 3 things I wish I known about supplements. Or here is what happened when I started using calcium. So these type of hooks get people interested to read or to watch. A simple 3-step direct message sequence. First message, you thank somebody for commenting. Second message, you ask them a question that's geared towards product or business. Like, for example, do you use supplements right now? And then third message, you offer an invite to a short call or to a video about your business. Not everybody will be interested. Not everybody will buy. But your job is to have as many conversations as possible, so you have more and more people who buy and join. Now, a tip that really works for me is batching, which means doing lots of same activity in one go. So for example, I don't film reels every day. I usually spend whole day and I film 30, 40, maybe 50 videos. And then I just keep uploading them every day. For me, I find it easier than doing it daily. You can do the same thing for writing posts or doing a photo shoot and doing lots of photos. So you have plenty to choose from every day. Another very, very important thing, and a mistake that many people do, is to reuse the content after 90 days. So if you put a post now, you can use the same post 3 months from now. If you upload a reel now, you can upload the same reel again 90 days from now, because your audience is changing and new people are coming to follow you who haven't seen what you posted before. So all the content is not one use. You can use it again and again and again. I have reels that get 100, 200, 300,000 views, and it's a reel that I uploaded 5 times already. So don't be scared to use the same content again. The next tip is automating, which means you can schedule your posts in advance. So on Facebook, on Instagram, and other platforms, you can actually plan your content. So even if you're working in a full-time job, you can have posts that are being posted every few hours without you actually touching your phone. You can get up in the morning or in the evening, plan the posts for the next day. Your text posts, your videos, everything. And of course, track your analytics. See what works, what people like, where do you get most likes, where do you get most comments, and give your audience what they like the most. Now, finally, a couple of key concepts that I always work by when I work on social media. First one, we already mentioned at the very beginning of this call, is consistency. Do the activities every day. I post on my social media 7 days a week. It doesn't matter whether it's Monday or Sunday. That's a money generating machine. So I don't want it to stop. Number 2 is intensity. Once you're doing it every day, then you can start doing it multiple times a day. 2 posts, 3 posts, 4 posts. You cannot do too much. Trust me. My mentors, like Grant Cardone or Alex Hormozy, they post about 400 posts per week. And these guys are millionaires. Now, of course, they have a whole team of people working for them, making their content. So I would not expect you to do 400 posts a week. But it's to show you that it can't be too much. Sometimes people post 3 posts in a day, and they message me saying, Gediminas, is it not going to be too much? Trust me, you're not going to do too much. Number 3, relationships. Your goal should always be to build relationships with people on your social media. They are not just numbers, they are not just followers. They are people. Number 4 is value and problem solving. Your main job on social media is to give value to people, interesting, useful information, and show them how to solve their problems in their life. And finally, omnipresence, which means you have to be everywhere. So over time, you want to be on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, everywhere. Okay, so that finishes our first part of the training. And now we're going to do our second part of the training, which is all about onboarding, starting new team members. So when a new person comes to your business, they are on the left side of the line, which is harder to stay. And it's very easy to quit. Our job is to move the person to the right side of the line, where it's harder to quit and easier to stay. And in order to do that, we have all of these different points that we can do. So helping a person to get a product result will make them stay. Helping a team member to find a client and make a sale. Recruiting a team member. Making the first income. Going on a trip with the company. Making new friends in the team. Doing personal development in the team. Reaching a certain rank in the company. Getting recognition, a diploma maybe going on stage. Attending a training. Learning how to use tools and strategies in business. Receiving appreciation where you thank them for being part of your team. Mentorship and support from you as a leader. Having a vision, setting goals, committing to them. And finally, telling the world, like on social media, that, hey, I'm going to be building this business now. The more of these we can do with our new team member, the more locked in that person will become in the business. So when a new person comes, your job is to get them to that side as soon as possible. So one of the most important things, probably the most important thing that you can do with new person, is to have a new starter conversation. And usually that will be either a video call or an in-person meeting, because that's the most powerful, because they see your face. If you're not able to do those two, a voice call is also okay, but not so effective. And the goal of this conversation is to build a relationship with that person. Because if you found them on social media, usually they are a complete stranger. Also, it helps you to explain the new person about all the tools they will be using in the business. And it reduces attrition. It reduces the amount of people who quit. So it's a vital part of onboarding to have this call, to have this conversation. Now, over the years, I have created a template for this call. And I'll share with you what I go through in this call. So the first thing I go through is getting to know them. So I want to find out what do they do for a living, what job they have, what's their family situation, do they have children, how old are the children, what do they like to do on their free time, on their days off, and what goals do they have, Where do they see themselves 1 year, 3 years from now? Then I share my story. So I tell them what I did before network marketing, what I did not like about that, how I found out about network marketing, and what are my goals and my results so far. Then I ask them how they would like to work. Would they like to work online or offline? Would they like to work with people they know or people they don't know? Then I ask them how quickly they want to get results. So for example, if they share with me that they would like to buy a house, that's their goal, then I will ask them how fast you want to do this. So I know how hungry they are. Then I ask them how much time they can give to this business. Because most people who start network marketing, they still have a normal job that they go to every day. So again, I want to find out their schedule. Next, I ask them, who can you introduce me to? So at this point, I explain that you can't be a prophet in your own town. You know, people that we know, usually they don't look at us as a business expert. So I encourage them to introduce the people to me so I can explain about the business. This way they avoid making mistakes. Then I explain to them about all the tools that are available. So, you know, the trainings, the team group, company website, chats, samples, catalogs, cloud store, etc. So you want to explain to this new person everything that's available for them to use in the business. Then I encourage them to communicate with me daily. I explain to the new person that people who get the best results talk to their leader every single day. Now, does that guarantee that they will be messaging me every day? Of course not. But at least when I start contacting them every day, they will not be surprised. Because I told them that successful people communicate every day. And then the three really important things on your new starter call. Placing the first order. So on that first call, if they haven't done so already, you should help them to place their first order. And of course, because you've been in a business for a while, you can recommend which products to order best. Second, doing the first actions. So on that call, give them a message and they send that message right away to 10, 20, 30 friends. Give them a post and they put that post on their Facebook. Give them a video and they put that video into their story. There and then during the call. Because so many people join the business and never start. Because it's too confusing, because they don't understand something, because it's too difficult. So start the work straight away on that first call. And this is good because quite often somebody will say, yes, I would like to know more. So they have a proof, oh, it works. Some of my friends are interested. And then the third important task on this call is to set their goals. So with them, they should write their goals down. How much money do they want to make and how fast? What level they want to reach and how fast? What other goals they would like to accomplish using your business? Maybe buy a house, maybe go on holiday, maybe buy a new car. So you want them to connect doing this business with their dream life. And I really like how Veronica is even doing my hand gestures. It shows really commitment. And finally, you book the next call. So at the end of every call, you want to book the next call with your new person. And within the first few weeks, I would recommend to have a call every couple of days. I say to keep the hand on the pulse, to check how the team member is doing. So what you will get after this training, you will get a PDF with this whole checklist. So what I like to do, I like to print it out and just tick the boxes as I'm speaking with a new person. So I write the person's name on the top, and then I just go through the points. So this way I don't forget what I need to say, and I have a clear structure. And it's easy to teach other people later because you have a template. Okay. The next thing with onboarding new team member is to create a good energy in your team. And there is this thing in network marketing called the Thompson rule. And it's by the name of a person called Larry Thompson. He invented it. And this rule says that there are three groups of people in network marketing. The first group is 80% of people. And 80% of people join network marketing with a desire to earn from 0 to 500 euros per month. So they will be very part-time. They will treat this business as a hobby. You know, sometimes people look and they say, 0? Who wants to make 0 euros? But I know people in network marketing who make no money, but they would never leave network marketing because they love it. They love the energy, they love the events, they love using products. So not everybody wants the same thing. The second group of people, 15% of people, they have a desire to earn from 1,000 to 2,000 euros per month. So they want like a full-time income, like from a job. And of course, these people will be more serious and they will be more committed to the business. And they will do more actions. And then finally, 5% of people in network marketing, they want to make 25,000 euros and more per month. They want to be the top leaders. Now, the challenge is that most of you belong to the 5%. You want to be the big leaders. And then you want everybody in your team to be the same. But they will not be. There will be different people in your team. And sometimes we make a mistake where we make people feel bad if they don't have the same dreams as we do. Where a good leader makes everybody feel welcome. Those people who treat it as a hobby, and those people who are terminators and want to go all the way to the top. So create that friendly community where everybody feels welcome and good. Now, when you are starting a new person, it's a good idea to recommend what book you recommend for them to read, or what training you would recommend for them to watch. Also, like we mentioned, to set their goals and to even start visualizing. A lot of people have never done it in their life, where you sit down, you close your eyes, and you imagine your goals already accomplished. And people in sports been doing this for decades, but normal people very rarely do it. But it really programs your mind when you are visualizing your goals. And of course, you want them to develop those skills so they become a professional. So you can give them the access to the recorded trainings. And even this 5-lesson course, you can then give a new person to watch all of these lessons that we have covered. Write a 5 in the comments if you think it would be useful for your new team members to watch all of these 5 lessons that we have done in this course so far. All right, brilliant. Fantastic. Of course, invite them to your team Zooms so they can see other people who are also doing the business. Invite them to live events, because that's where the biggest energy is. And this way they will slowly start becoming professionals. And then, of course, you want to help them to take action and to be accountable. So first of all, you show your example. Maybe, or not maybe, for sure, you explain about incentive programs, what they can earn, what they can win if they do activity. You can have accountability chat where your team members every day say what activity they done. And of course, like we said, you can create action by talking to them individually every day. Now, of course, if your team is big, maybe you will only contact them once a week. Or if it's really big, maybe once a month. Because of course, the bigger the team, the more time it takes for you to contact everybody. Some additional strategies: you can assign a buddy. So when a new person joins your team, pair them up with an experienced team member so they can teach and learn from each other. You can give them social media tasks so it's easier for them just to copy what you show them to do. Focus on leadership, which means developing them as leaders. So teach them how to teach others. And of course, help them to handle objections. If you remember, in Dusseldorf, we spoke a lot about objections, how to answer those questions that people give. Now, final thing that you might want to use in your business when you're having these regular calls with your team member is to use a coaching call format where you ask certain questions and it helps the person to understand their own business better. So I'm going to go through these questions with you, and you can think later how to use them in your coaching calls with your team members. So, first question, what's one of the best things that happened to you this week? Second question, what makes that something you appreciate? Why is that good? Number 3, name someone you admire and one thing you admire about that person the most. Number 4, why is that important to you? Or what makes that important for you? Fifth question, what's one thing you love about you? And describe why that's important, why that's special. Question number 6, name one skill you would like to cultivate and briefly describe what would it make it valuable for you. So it gets them to start thinking about these things, yeah? Number 7, what's one specific discipline or action you will practice today to learn about and develop that skill? So let's say they said, oh, I'd like to learn how to sell better. So then you ask them, what will you do in order to learn how to sell better? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how would you rate your progress in your business today? Or this week, if you're doing it once a week? Number 9, what's one thing that's working? What are you doing right? Number 10, what is it that makes it right? What makes it work well? Why does it work well? 11, what will your project look like when you completed it? Or how it will look like when you reach your goal? 12, what will be most meaningful for you when you accomplish that? So now we're building desire, because when they tell you about their goal and how it will feel when they achieve it, it makes them motivated. Number 13, what's not quite right with your business? Maybe what's not working? What are the challenges? And number 14, what will it take to make it right? What do you need to do to fix it? So it gives them the personal responsibility that I am responsible for my business. Number 15, what daily actions will you need to consistently practice to accomplish that? Number 16, what rewards will you get by accomplishing your project or reaching your goal? And what will it feel like having achieved it? Number 17, what's one thing you already knew that you confirmed or a new discovery you made doing these questions today? And finally, the last question, what do you appreciate the most about doing these coaching sessions? So each time you do this coaching call, the questions are the same, but the answers are different. Because one day they might have one challenge, another day they will have a different challenge. So they will keep rediscovering these things. And by you getting this information, you understand better how to help them. You understand better where they are struggling. So, before we finish, as usual, homework. We're not going to finish without our homework, guys. You know me. So, first of all, create your daily action plan that you will commit to for the next 90 days. So, you heard many activities, you've heard many strategies. Now you need to make your personal plan. What will you do every single day in your business? So what platforms you will use, what actions will you do, how many actions, what's the quantity. Make it as precise as possible. The second task for homework is to print out that new team member call template that you will receive and use it when you have a call with your new team members. The more you use it, the more comfortable you will become doing these calls. And trust me, if you do this call with every new person who joins your team, you will have a lot less people who do nothing or quit the business. So use it with your new team members and train your team to use it as well. And of course, as usual, you will get a PDF of all of these slides too. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for attending this call. Lovely to see so many of you here. And as usual, if you can, open your camera and we will do a quick photo and then we can go into the Q&A. Right,
Please,
lovely.
guys, go open your cameras all, if possible,
Yes,
so that we can
please.
have a very good picture.
Don't worry, I didn't brush my hair and I didn't do makeup either, so it's okay. Perfect, perfect. All right. Wow, wow, wow. Almost everybody turning on the cameras. I love how coachable you are, guys. Okay. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Cheese. Fantastic, fantastic. So now, as usual, I'm here to answer your questions. Feel free to type your questions in the chat, and we will try to answer as many of them as possible.
And I'm helping Gediminas to check for the questions.
Fantastic.
So right now we have lots of words of thanks to you, Gediminas, and
Thank you,
to
thank
our
you.
translators, of course, who help to everyone to understand what is going on.
Exactly.
So there is still time for your questions. Please do not hesitate to write. You can ask anything you would like
Yes.
to ask Gediminas.
There is no stupid questions, guys. Because if you have that question, there's a chance another 10 people have the same question.
I see question. Maybe Gediminas knows how to interpret and how to translate. Why don't we promote our company products in social media?
Bingo. Good question. Ready? Ready? Is that how you say your name? So exactly. Why don't we? Because we should be. So there is few ways how we can do it. Yeah. the most basic way is you just take your product and you say, buy my product, right? That will work sometimes, but it's not very effective, yeah? Much better way is to talk about your product and tell people what it does. Tell people how it helped you. That's more effective because people don't buy the product because they want the product. They buy the product because they want the benefit. They want what it does. I sometimes use example of a drill. You know, the drill that we drill holes in the wall? People don't buy a drill because they want a drill. People buy a drill because they want a hole in the wall. So people don't buy your supplement because they want more tablets. They buy your supplement because they want healthy joints. They want other benefits. So talk about how your product is helping you. How is it changing your life? And a third way, which is even more effective, is to give valuable information about that topic, and at the end of that information, sell your product. So if I wanted to sell this cup of tea, I would do a 10-minute Facebook Live. And on that 10-minute Facebook Live, I would talk why tea is good for you. I will tell you all the facts and all the useful information. And then at the end of that live, I will say, oh, and by the way, I have very amazing tea. If you'd like to know more, message me. So now I educate you and then I sell to you. So you can use all of those free strategies to sell your products on social media.
We have also one more question. So this is about, in general, maybe to my side as well. Gediminas, are you planning a new course soon that we can join?
God willing.
Yes, I will answer this question. We are having an idea and we are planning the next year to spend with Gediminas as well. So regarding all topics and what kind of course, at what kind of trainings, we will give you the answer. We'll give you the information very soon.
Amazing. I hope you guys not bored of me yet.
No, they are not. Sorry. Answering because I checked all these chats, each training, and I know nobody is getting bored of you. If you agree with me, put pluses in the chat. So next question is, very good question. How to deal with team members who are postponing their actions until they become perfect?
Oh, wow. Very good question. So perfectionism is just another type of laziness. Because if you think about it, procrastinating and waiting, it's just not doing the activity. So I like to always explain to my team members that you will never be perfect. Me, after 15 years in business, I'm still making mistakes. And most successful leaders in this business, they still make mistakes. So one, you'll never be perfect. But the only way to become better at this business is by doing it. You will not get better by waiting. And like what I mentioned about that new team member call, so some people, they need you to take them by the hand and show them how to do the work. Not just explain, but show them. So it makes sense with people like that who are procrastinating to have a one-to-one Zoom call or to have a group Zoom call where you do activities. We call it power hour. So it's not a call where everybody watching and Gediminas is speaking, but I give a task. For example, okay, we now will be sending this message to people who are friends on Facebook. And then we all go, and for 10, 15 minutes, we are all sending messages. Then I say, okay, now we're going to take this text with this picture and we're going to put it on our Facebook timeline. And then we all copy that text, we all copy that picture, and we all go and put the post on. Then I say, okay, now we're going to all take this video and we're all going to go and put it in our story. And we spend the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we all go, save the video, go to our social media, post it. So by the end of the call, everybody has done the work. They're not just sitting there watching it, but they actually are doing the tasks. So that gets people to move, to actually do the work instead of waiting. And once they've done it once, twice, 3 times, they see that I'm still alive. I didn't die. And then they carry on doing it.
Is it important to post funny posts sometimes, not always? Can it help?
Very good question. Before, I used to say, no, 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 no. No humor, no comedy, because you're a business person, you're not a comedian. But one of my mentors, Fraser, he says, funny makes money. So what does it mean? Let's say I put a funny quote. For example, let me just quickly see what I put this week. Oh, I know. This week, I put this quote on my Facebook. And this quote said, I am finding very hard to find my dream job because I don't dream of working at all. And that quote, let me show you. That quote got 1,400 likes and 116 shares and 48 comments. Now, you may think, well, so what? But it's a funny quote. It doesn't help you sell a product. It doesn't help you recruit people in your business. Well, it kind of does. Because the next post, I can put something about my product. The next post, I can put something about my business. And now, because that 1,400 people liked my previous post, Facebook will show them this one as well. And the next post can sell. The next post can recruit. And remember what I showed you at the beginning of the lesson? I can go to those likes, people who like the post, and I can now actually invite them to like my profile so they can see my other posts too. So sometimes we can definitely do. Also, sometimes we can do reels that start funny and then transfer into something you want to tell them about. So let me show you a reel that I did about my book that I wrote. So it goes like this. Did you catch that? I'll show you one more time. So, oops. So a donkey falls over, and then me falling over after the donkey. And then I'm just talking about my book. So we can use these funny videos as the intro, and then we can transition into our product or transition into talking about the business. So like in this video, I roll over and I say, don't be a donkey, get my book, right? So there is different ways how we can use humor, but still connect it to our product, still connect it to our business.
Next question, I will speed up a bit. How to motivate the team members to attend team training and sharing their testimonials?
I always say that the price or the distance or the time is only a problem when there's not enough value. So your job, Maria, and everybody else on this call, when you recruit somebody in the team, the selling and marketing does not finish, because we are advertising to attract people and we think once they join, that's it. But we have to carry on marketing and selling to them. But now we're selling why it's worth to come to this training, why it's worth to attend that event. So our job is to show them so much value that they would make time to attend the training. And one of the best ways, Maria and everybody else, use what you learned in the training, get the result, and then you can go to your team and say, look, I watched that bald guy's training and I sold more products. I watched that training and I've recruited new people because of I used what he said. So now they go, okay, I want to attend as well. I want to listen as well, because it gives results to you. It'll give it to me as well.
Next, thank you very much. Next question. Oh, I said this. Thank you for setting training. How can I challenge these who rejecting me from the people who list them to be shared for our team? Oh my gosh, of our team on our list on this business. Also, I did my best to help them. How can I challenge these who are rejecting me from the people who list them? Maybe you can
Yeah,
somehow
from what I
understand.
understand,
Yes.
Mehari, he's saying people who are on his team list who are refusing to talk, to communicate, and he tried to help them, but obviously they're still not getting the result. And here is like a two-edged sword. One side, it's easier sometimes to go and find new people than to convince the person who doesn't want to do anything. So sometimes your energy is better used to go look for new business partners, go recruit new team members, and stop wasting time with people who don't want to do anything. The other side, maybe there's a reason they are not doing anything. Maybe, like we said, they don't know what to do. So from time to time, message those people directly and ask them, like, can I help you? Can I show you what to do to start getting result? And if they're not ready, they won't even respond. But when they get ready, they will say, yes, I'm ready for your help. Yes, I need some help. Help me.
Thank you. We have one more question. Product results sharing is very powerful, but how to motivate members to share their testimonials?
Bribe them. The best way is to incentivize them. So maybe do a prize draw. For example, everybody who sends their testimonial will go into a prize draw and can win a product, or will win a personal development book, or will win 50 euros, something like that. And what you do, let me just share my screen. You go to this website, which is called wheelofnames.com, and it has this spinning wheel. So you put all the team members' names who send their testimonial, and then you spin the wheel, and one of them wins a prize. And if you do that every week or every month, they will get used to, oh, I need to send my testimonial. Oh, I need to send my customers' testimonials. And for example, you can do for every testimonial, you go into the wheel. So maybe you can go twice or 3 times if you send more testimonials. So this way you will start accumulating a big library of before and after pictures, of testimonials, and so on.
Great. I think this suggestion is helpful and very, interesting, not only for distributors, but for companies as well, because all know how it is difficult to collect some feedback, sharings, testimonials, and so on. So yeah, very, very good advice. Thank you very much. So I guess, okay, last question. Question, please. Okay, this is the last one. What are the biggest opportunities for businesses in the evolving media environment?
Yeah, I would say always look for new trends. Like what's new on the platform? Like the last thing on Facebook is Reels. So Reels are the best right now. Before, it was Facebook Live. So you always need to monitor what are they adding? What's the latest feature? And use that, because very few people use it, and usually it gives the biggest result. And also watch out for new platforms. So when TikTok appeared in 2016, nobody was using it. But people who started first, wow, they made a lot of money because it was brand new. So keep watching when new tools and new platforms appear. Be the first one to use it. Try it out. Even if you don't know what you're doing, just give it a go, because usually that's the best time.
Great advices. Thank you so much, Gediminas. Yes, I see question, and this is very important for everyone to hear. Of course, we will share recording, we will share materials from Gediminas from this training, and also you always have an access to all previous lessons, recordings and materials, and they are shared. If you don't have them, just ask from your branch office and we will share these materials with you. So what I would like to add that this was the final lesson from the Gediminas training session, and it was really inspiring. Each lesson, lots of fruitful, lots of inspiring information, useful, very, very up-to-date, and extremely useful for our partners, for TN's distributors. That's why I would like to say very much thanks to Gediminas for this
Thank you.
opportunity you, Gediminas, gave us. I want to take a moment to reflect on this incredible journey you have shared with us, and over all past sessions, over all these sessions, we have explored tools, strategies, and best practices that can transform our TN's online presence, our partners' presence, and set the new path to success. Please remember that social media is more than just a platform. It's a powerful tool to connect, to share, and to grow as well. Dear Gediminas, on behalf of all entire global TN's team, you have seen so many countries which joined all your trainings, all your 5 lessons. I would like to thank you for this amazing course, for your passionate sharing of success, for your experience, and for your amazing sense of humor.
Thank you so much.
We all wish you even greater success and achievement of the highest heights.
Thank you very
And
much.
of course, let's thank together to our support team, to our dear translators who helped us to understand every word, everything about this course and every lesson. I would like to say thank to all our participants, and I would like to wish all the best in your future steps in social media. And please keep building, keep growing, and remember, success is just a step away from you. Thank you so much. Maybe Gediminas, I'm talking too much. You would like to say something as well?
No, you're amazing. And absolutely, absolutely. You know, my biggest wish for you guys is to use now everything that you learned, because the biggest compliment for me will be when one day you will tap me on the shoulder and you'll say, Gediminas, I used what you said and this is what happened in my business. That will be the best thing. So guys, use it, make results from what you've learned, and that will be the biggest prize for you.
Thank you so much, Gediminas. I would like to add also good luck to everyone to use all this information. And of course, let's stay connected and let's stay together for all our future trainings. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you.